It always starts the same way. The house goes quiet. The lamp is off. You're somewhere between awake and asleep, and then you feel it. 4 small paws, careful and exact, walking across your stomach. A pause near your ribs, another step toward your chest. And there in the dark they settle in. You probably tell yourself the same things most owners do. They're cold. They're hungry. They just want to be fed at 4 a.m. like always. But the thing they're saying when your cat walks on you at night isn't any of those. It isn't about food. It isn't about warmth. It isn't even about you being convenient. I want to tell you about a widow who wrote in last week. Her late husband's 12-year-old rescue cat does this every single night. What she said stopped me cold. I'll get to her in a moment. Because the truth is this. Of everybody in every house on your street, they chose yours. And there's a reason that goes deeper than warmth. Tonight I'll show you exactly what your cat is trying to tell you. And the 1 6-second thing you can do back before they fall asleep on your chest again. Let's begin. It's late. You're settling in. And there it is again, that slow, deliberate walk across your body. Paws pressing into the same 2 or 3 spots they always pick. The shoulder, the hip, the hollow just under your collarbone. This isn't pacing. This is signing a lease. Researchers at the University of Lincoln have mapped scent glands all over a cat's paw pads. Tiny invisible ink stamps. Every step leaves a trace of their scent on your skin. It's the same family of pheromones they leave when they headbutt your chin. John Bradshaw at the University of Bristol calls this part of the broader bonding system. That includes allogrooming, the way bonded cats clean each other's faces. So when your cat walks on you at night, those paw prints aren't random. They're a signature. They're renewing the lease on you in a language only other cats can read. And here's the part most owners miss. Cats only do this with bodies they trust. The act of walking on you is an act of claim, and claim requires safety. That's not territory, that's belonging. So why does your cat keep walking the same path across you? They're writing your name in ink you can't smell. And there's a reason they keep coming back to one specific spot on your body. Watch what they do next time. They don't just flop. They walk a few steps, stop, lift one paw, take another step. They're reading the heat coming off your body. A cat's resting temperature sits between 38 and 39 degrees Celsius, about 2 degrees warmer than yours. Which is why in the middle of the night, when the house goes quiet and the heating clicks off, your cat goes hunting for a thermal map. And the warmest, most reliable surface in the entire house isn't the radiator. It's you. But that's not laziness, that's choosing. Cats can find a sunbeam through a closed curtain. With that thermal precision, they could sleep almost anywhere warm. Yet the spot they pick over and over is the small valley between your shoulder and your collarbone. The hollow of your stomach. They've mapped your body, and they've chosen your core specifically. Walking across your body isn't lazy heat-seeking, it's selection. They are choosing you over every warm surface in the house. Tell me in the comments, what's your cat's name? And where is the exact warmest spot they always pick on you? Chest, stomach, the back of your knees. I read every reply, but warmth alone doesn't explain why this body in this house. A viewer wrote in last week. Her comment had 318 likes by the time I read it. I'll keep her name out of this, but what she said is the truest description of this behavior I've ever read. She is a widow. Her husband passed not long ago. The cat, a 12-year-old rescue her husband brought home years before he got sick, used to be his. The cat slept on his side of the bed. The cat watched him through every chemo round. And now, every night that same cat walks slowly across her chest, in the dark, finds the warmest spot below her collarbone, and kneads there for hours. She wrote one sentence I keep thinking about. She said his purr is the only sound that makes the house feel alive again. Another viewer, 477 likes, wrote about her 15-year-old boy, Milo, who used to jump onto her chest at 3 a.m., wide-eyed, staring at the bedroom door, like he was guarding her from something only he could see. Milo is gone now. She said the empty space on her chest at 3 a.m. is louder than any noise the house ever made when he was alive. That's not coincidence, that's a pattern. Older cats, grieving cats, cats who have shared a long life with one human walk on the body that is left. They choose the chest they need, they stay. Stay with me. I'll show you the 6-second response that closes the circle. Almost no owner ever uses it back. And science backs what these cats are doing. They've found the receipts. For most of the last century, scientists insisted cats were aloof, solitary, incapable of forming the kind of bond a dog or a child forms. Then, in 2019, a researcher named Kristyn Vitale at Oregon State University borrowed the same test psychologists use on human infants, the secure base test, and applied it to cats. Published in Current Biology, her finding was almost unbelievable. 65.8% of cats display secure attachment to their owners, almost the exact same rate human infants show toward their parents. When the owner left and came back, those cats used the human as a base, a place to settle on, to feel safe enough to explore from. A 2007 study by Edwards in Behavioral Processes had already hinted at this. Cats seeking proximity to primary caregivers the way attached children do. Now hear what that means in your bed at night. When your cat walks on you at night, they're not looking for warmth. They're looking for their secure base, the body that anchors them to safety. That's not affection, that's attachment in the clinical sense of the word. Of everybody in every house in the neighborhood, your cat chose yours. Not because you feed them. They chose you because you are the harbor, the place the world makes sense from. Why does your cat keep coming back to your chest in the middle of the night? Because that's where the lighthouse is. And then there's the kneading, the most ancient gesture in the room. After the walking comes the kneading, the slow rhythmic press of one paw, then the other into your chest or your stomach, sometimes with claws, sometimes with a quiet purr running under it like a small engine. Watch a kitten with its mother. The motion is identical. The kitten kneads against the mother's belly to stimulate milk and to settle. It is the very first comforting thing a cat ever does in its life before its eyes even open. Most cats never do this gesture again except with one human, with you. That's not habit, that's regression, a return to the safest memory their body holds. When your cat starts kneading on your chest, they are reaching back to the moment when nothing could hurt them, and laying that moment over your body. You have become safe enough to be the mother. That is the highest compliment a cat is biologically capable of paying. And there's one more layer. In 2001, a bioacoustics researcher named Elizabeth von Muggenthaler measured the frequency of a cat's purr. It sits between 25 and 50 hertz, the exact band of vibration used in human medical therapy to encourage bone density and tissue healing. Tell me one more thing in the comments. What's your cat's name, and do you remember the first time they ever kneaded on you? The first time their little paws pressed into your chest slow and serious. If kneading is the memory, the bonus is what you can do back tonight. Here is the 6-second thing I promised. Tonight, when your cat settles on your chest and looks up at you with those half-closed, slow-moving eyes, slow blink back. Close your eyes for 1 full second. Open them slowly. Do it once more. That's it. It is the only adult cat-to-cat trust signal that crosses species without translation. It means in their language, I am safe with you. Most owners never use it back. Tonight, try it. Watch their face. Of everybody in every house on the street, they chose yours. The lease they renewed on your skin tonight in a language only other cats can read. The warmest spot in the whole house found through your collarbone in the dark. The widow's chest at 3 a.m. that holds the only purr that still makes the house feel alive. The secure base they return to like a harbor with a single light burning. The kneading that reaches back to the safest memory their body holds and lays it gently over you. Before you go, just leave your cat's name in the comments. Just the name. Let me see how many of us are out there with a small chosen body walking on us in the dark. If this is the kind of video you've been looking for, subscribe softly. I have more to share with you. Watch next, Why Cats Sleep on Their Owner's Chest. She chose you, quietly, every single night.